Very kind words. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Madam Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Like Engineer Simbi, don't be fooled by my very useful looks. I've been around the oil and gas industry for just over 20 years, with assignments with Texaco, Exxon, and Cameron, from a very young engineer all the way to executive position. Today, I chair an Angolan oil and gas service company, and I'm very proud the chairman of AECIPA, which is the Angolan Oil and Gas Industry Association. As always, sometimes technology can be challenging, so I'll see if it works. It does. The Angolan Oil and Gas Service Association has been in place for over 20 years as well, and is coordinated by a board of directors, and some of them are actually in the room. So I may break protocol a little bit and invite them to stand up so they can be referenced. Manuel, Filipa, and Luis. Out of the 6 members of the board, 3 of these guys joined me to be here. And on their behalf, I thank you the invitation from the organization. What do we do? We are actually the main point of contact between the service companies and the major stakeholders like the Ministry of Petroleum, as we commonly refer, NPG, which is the Angolan Oil and Gas Concessionaire, and also the platform of communication where we address common issues not only between ourselves, the service companies, but also with the oil industry at large. Of course, we ensure compliance with the Angolan laws and regulations, and we are also a big promoter of the local content development. We house around 150 companies, oil and gas service companies, cover 11 service areas, and above all, we employ about 16,000 Angolan employees. Out of the workforce in Angola within the Angolan oil and gas industry, I would say we cover about 85% of Angolan employees within the industry. And we talked about local content, we talked about revenue, and this is roughly the number that we carry every year as a result of our activity. What's our role within the Angolan economy? As I said, we are a vehicle to implement local content policies, technology transfer, training and development of Angolan professionals, and ensure a sustainable environment as far as Angolization of services is concerned. Of course, and we also the largest taxpayer contributor by virtue of holding the major larger companies in Angola. Our participation is very active, as you can see, within the Angolan economic and social environment. I showed this slide to help us understand the value chain of the service spectrum of the oil and gas services. We saw throughout the day, this afternoon as well, how far-ranging services within the industry is, and also how important. Contrary to many people understanding, the oil services actually is the support of the oil and gas industry. The operators have their role, but it's about us. It's about local content. It's about the opportunities that we create as far as employment, revenue creation, all the services that we carry out that really makes a country an oil producing country as strong and sustainable and hopefully the way Namibia will be going as well. How do we make it successful? We heard the words cooperation, cross-border collaboration. We need to promote competitiveness within the players in the industry. Develop local content is not a buzz, it's a way to go. And pay attention, developing local content is not only about developing people, it's not only about training, developing and retaining people. It's also about building capacity, it's also ensuring technology transfer, and as has been said recently, a few minutes ago, financing. We need to have financial support. We, the indigenous companies, need to have financial support to be able to develop, to be able to sustain their growth, so that we have a meaningful contribution into the industry and obviously into the country. Contribute to develop a resilient oil and gas sector. Again, we have the people, you have the technology, you have the financial support. You need to provide incentives for the local companies. We need to ensure a strategic and robust internal market. And of course, work on, as been said also throughout the day, on the cost benefit within the industry and of course within the country. Moving on, as I said, train, develop and retain human capital. And that's done through ensuring innovation, R&D. No need to make the same mistakes. Learn from Nigeria, from Angola, from Ghana, from all the other countries that have been around for a while, and for sure, we have learned hard way. You don't need to learn hard way as well. You need to learn with the best practices that are around in the world, and also from the mistakes that we have made. Rely always on the international best practice. Don't forget where you come from. Ensure that we support local communities. It's always very easy. We start making money, we start developing the industry, we support providing financial resources to diversify the economy, and very often we forgot to look and support and even develop local communities that are left behind. We also, in many ways, learn the hard way. Again, don't make the same mistake. Ensure all the way that the local communities, remote communities, are well supported with all the revenues and the benefits that the oil and gas industry brings. We have a saying that we are ready to move the world with our energy. And that's, I think, the way we all need to approach the benefits of the oil and gas industry. In summary, sometimes it's said that we Africans like to gather, sit down and make beautiful laws, and nothing happens once we draw those laws. But hey, listen, time has come for us to start believing in ourselves. It's time for us to start acting on the resources that we are blessed to have within our countries. We have the opportunity to make a big change in our lives, in our future. Let's not talk about local content. Let's talk about African content, meaning that we all get together to develop our countries, ensure that our future is safe and sound. Angola is definitely available to support Namibia, and as we have heard, we have been collaborating with many other countries in Africa, and of course, you guys being so close to us will be no exception. I heard during the day that some youth is already making its way into Namibia. Rest assured, you'll see lots of Angolan companies and lots of Angolan business people, ladies and men, coming to Namibia to support, to set business here as well. Please welcome us and ensure that we all together develop the resources that we have available. We have the people, we have the vision, we are independent, meaning we are the owners of our own destiny. Cross-country collaboration to benefit ourselves, to benefit our countries, to benefit our future. Let's work together, ensure that the future is bright. Thank you very much. And I've been told this morning a nicer way to thank you for your attention is to say KIOS. I hope I said it right.